What's up, guys? Frugal BC, and we got some crazy news today. I wasn't going to make this video today, but the news is crazy. Bitcoin has crashed like a tremendous amount. We're going to talk about why that is and what's going on today's Frugal BC. What's up, guys? Frugal BC here, and today we are going to talk about the crazy Bitcoin crash. This is something that a lot of us didn't see coming, and I definitely am included in on that. I didn't think that this would be this. We'd see a crash like this, and a lot of people are wondering like what's going on. And I have to tell you, pretty much every crypto YouTuber I follow has made a video today, because it's not looking good. So let's talk a little bit about what happened. I'm going to walk you through the crash. In fact, I'm going to share my screen. So let's take a look here. Okay, so here we're looking at Bitcoin sitting at 48.8 now. It had crashed as low as, well, this, according to this, it crashed as low as 42.8. I didn't see that myself. What I saw, did they give a little chart? Yeah, here's the chart. Very briefly, it looks like. Yeah, no, see, I didn't, well, hold on. I'm trying to get it to just that little bit. Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, that's what I heard. I had 45. I don't know why it said 42. I don't think it ever went that low. It doesn't look like it. So this is quite a crash. I mean, we're looking at the 7-day chart here, and you can see that it was as high as, well, we definitely got above 58. We actually hit close to 60, well, close to 59. So this is pretty significant. So a lot of us have been saying in the space that Bitcoin should have one more big run up before we hit the bear market. And it's possible that's still going to happen. It's entirely possible that this is the crash right before a huge run up. We do tend to see, when you've had these huge run ups in the past, you tend to see big crashes right before the run up. But I don't know if that's what's going to happen. Even Ben from BitBoy Crypto, now he is one of the most bullish folks in the space here, and even he's saying he's not so sure that we're not actually seeing a bear market right now. It's very possible we could be. You know, we got a 10% dip, almost 11% dip. We're down almost 6,000 in a 24-hour period. That's crazy. I still don't entirely understand where that 42,000, you can see right around here, there's that 42,800 low. I don't know where that would have came from. I don't see it. It's not even on their own chart, so I'm not sure why they're. Let's look at the 1 day. Yeah, see, no, even the 1 day shows it only dipping to 45. And we bounced off of that. So we seem to be seeing some support for 45. Now, what happens, of course, as soon as you get a crash like that, everyone's like, hey, cool, let's buy a whole bunch. I think people probably have buy orders in at that price just in case, or, you know, somewhere in that range. So, which is not a bad idea. Let's go back to, oops, sorry, too far. Now let's go back to look at the rest of the charts, because, as you know, this had a pretty big effect on everything. We're going to ignore the biggest gainers because a lot of those are like teeny little projects that you've never heard of. The Pizza NFT, what the heck is Pizza NFT? Yeah, so we've seen Ethereum go down to just above 4,000. And I've heard people say that's pretty bearish or bullish, that Ethereum has been able to stay above 4,000 because it's really had that $4,000 support from pretty much since it rose to that level. We haven't seen it go below 4,000, not in any significant way. It might have touched it briefly, but that's something else. Yeah, Binance Coin took a big drop. Solana, you know, Solana's been kind of flipping back and forth between around 200, even a little less, up to 230. Cardano, we're looking at, I got to set up here. Cardano at $1.43. Well, you know, Cardano's just, the price action on Cardano has been super weird. It just can't seem to really get any momentum. XRP down to 80 cents, but if you're looking at getting XRP, we'll talk about strategy in a second. Yeah, Polkadot down to 30. Dogecoin at like 17 cents. We haven't seen it that low in a very long time. Very long time. Avalanche at, down below 100. It's down 22% on the week, but 13% on the day. Yeah, even crypto.com coin is crashed. Polygon down $9.87. My SHIB is pretty far down. So we're just not seeing even Algorand. Algorand's been a pretty steady coin, and it's not, I think it actually dropped to around $1.50 at one point. Now it's back up to 165. Chainlink. So what you're seeing, and I'm going to talk about strategy in a second. Yeah, even Decentraland, look, under $4. Axie Infinity. I mean, I keep wanting to like jump into what I'm going to say, but I want to say my strategy in a second. Cosmos, man. So we're not really seeing, we're looking at the top 50 and we haven't really seen an exception. Oh, we found one. Una said Leo. I don't even know what that is, but that one, whatever that is, Leo, I guess, just call it Leo, is up 11% on the week and still 1.7% on the day. But that's it in the top 50. I'm just, I don't want to keep reading all this negative news. We're not really seeing anything that Bitcoin hasn't taken with it. Yeah, AMP, everyone was excited that it was above 6 cents. I'm a big fan of AMP. I think I bought around 4 cents. So I'm still up on it. Good project. Some of these are good projects and I just don't have any. Can't buy everything. I should have a little bit of cello. Yeah, so even we're looking at the top. Theta Fuel. Is that the Theta Arena game? Is that what that is? I don't even know what that is, but I'm just trying to find an exception. And other than that one coin, we're not really seeing any exceptions in the top 100. Nope, none at all. Everything crashed along with Bitcoin. That's crazy. All right, so I'm going to come back to you now so let's talk about that. We Bitcoin or BitBoy Crypto laid out a few options for what could be going on here, why this is happening. And it could be, like I said, there's the option that this is a final clearing before the big pump up back to 100,000. This could be a signal that we're in the bear market. And he actually said he thought it was actually most likely that we were in a bear market. I don't know about that, and I'm just not going to make a prediction. I don't, why don't I? Because it doesn't matter. My strategy is pretty much the same, no matter what it does, or it doesn't. I don't have to know what's going to happen beforehand to inform my strategy. Maybe that's a good idea. So let's say it's going up. Let's say that this is just the final push out. Well, my strategy all along is pretty much buy and hold, right? So I'm buying, I'm holding, I'm dollar cost averaging in, and the only time I mentioned taking profits, if this thing still hits 90, 100,000, actually, I think I told you guys 75 was my first price target where I'd start withdrawing some money, withdrawing into stable coins. This is the 75 would be the level I do it. So what happens if it hits the bear? So if it is still going to go up, well, I might take this opportunity to buy some coins on sale. And I think this is a principle I've taken from financial independence. When the market is down, stocks are on sale. So we saw this in 2014, the market, or 2020, March of 2020, the market took a huge crash. And I'm talking about the stock market now. What did I do? I just kept buying. And I want to point out that at no point did I hit the absolute bottom. I missed it on each side because, I get paid when you get paid. And when I get paid, I put money in. So I missed all the side. I missed it on either side. I was too early for the biggest dip and then too late for the biggest dip. My portfolio went bananas because the market increased after that. We finished about 13% up in 2020, at least my account did. And it's up this year around 14. Well, it actually dropped back down to 13. It was up as high as 16. So my portfolio took off because I was buying stocks on sale. And right now, what you're seeing, a lot of these coins are on sale. Now, they might not be on sale in the short term. This is why I want to talk about short term versus long term. We're going to get to that in a second. But what I want to point out is if the market does go to, if Bitcoin does go to 100,000 and then we see this huge altcoin bump after that, well, my strategy is the same. I will take out 75, 85, 95. All these are price targets by which I'm going to pull some Bitcoin out of the market, transition into stable coins, and wait for the bear market. So I'm taking profits. I'm locking those profits in. Now, if that doesn't happen and we're seeing the start of the bear market, then I just don't do that. And I take my dollar cost averaging strategy, which is as simple as when you have money to invest, you invest it, and you don't really worry that much about the price. Now, I don't do that entirely because I will wait if something is like extremely high. I will wait for some good lower amounts to get in. So maybe I'll put my money in a stable coin and wait a little bit. But what I want to do is I want to put myself in a position where I don't have to predict the market, because anyone that tells you they can predict the market is usually wrong. I mean, BitBoy Crypto has been telling us for months that we were going to see this huge pump up in September. Well, first it was the end of August, then it was September, then it was October, then it was November. And yeah, like he said, well, hey, this isn't a perfect science. Well, exactly. So why not set yourself up so you don't have to worry about it? So basically, my strategy is the same. Because my strategy is if it hits 75K, I start taking some money out. So if it just never hits that, I just never do it. It's just that simple. Now, what was my point about stocks being on sale? Well, I think right now is probably a pretty good time to buy in, or at least I'm going to be buying some stuff in the next week or two if this sticks around. But I'm probably, I think most of the time, and especially if you're in the accumulation stage, I think you just keep buying. You don't worry about the price too much. So, like I said, the one exception is if the price is kind of at an all-time high or around that level, it's probably not such a good time to buy in. What I'm doing here is I'm making a bet that Bitcoin in the long term, and I mean this with all the other coins too, I'm betting that these coins in the long term will be worth much more than they are now. And we've seen that play out with just about every coin that really has is a strong project and sticks around. In 4 years, it's going to be worth more than it is now, probably by quite a bit. So I know it's really easy to get caught into these short-term price fluctuations because they happen a lot. And this is a good time to strengthen your stomach for this stuff. Now, what happens is a lot of people have gotten into crypto that didn't have experience investing in stocks. In stocks, I'm all about index funds. I don't pick individual stocks. That's just gambling, okay? Anyone that tells you it's not gambling is full of it. It's gambling. Investing is kind of gambling. You're always taking a risk, okay? But index funds lowers the risk. This is just slow and steady gains over time. But even with index funds, you still have to be able to stomach the downtrends. So the way to look at it is you say, well, it's on sale. So if the market is doing really, really well, hey, great, you're earning money. Maybe you take some profits when the time comes. And we've talked about that in the past. But if it's doing badly, well, that's fine too. Now the stocks are on sale. So in March of 2020, that was my whole plan. Like that was my whole mindset. And I'd been through it before. When the stock market dropped, like, listen, it's tough. When you have a lot of money into something and you see it disappear, it's really, really hard. But you have to remember it's temporary. The market always goes up, and crypto has so far, unless it's one of these like kind of off the wall projects. But if you're in a top 10 project and it's likely to stay that way, you're not in like a meme coin. Those are different. You got to treat them differently. But if you're in a stable project like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Algorand, you're making a long-term bet. So in the short term, if you see a down crash, this is your time to buy in. This is you should be saving, maybe having some money aside for these buying opportunities. This is crypto's on sale right now. You know, when you see the negative 19% on, like, I'm just looking at the 1 inch one right now, just randomly, or even 30% down on the week, that means 30% off. That's how you think about it. So this is I'm not giving you financial advice, but what I am saying is, like, this is what I do. And if you want to copy me, that's totally up to you. I recommend doing a lot more research. So I disagree with BitBoy Crypto when he says, you know, if it gets down, he was saying if it gets down to 40,000, they're going to get out. Like, why? You're taking a loss. You're locking your losses in. There's no reason to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave my stuff in. But his situation is very different than mine, because I'm still in the accumulation phase. I'm not financially independent yet. I'm quite a ways there, which is cool, but I'm not there yet. So I'm accumulating. So when I see Bitcoin down 30, if I see Bitcoin down 30%, hey, cool, I'm going to buy some more. And if it goes down more, I'm going to buy some more. I'm going to use this opportunity to improve my portfolio. And you have to decide if you're about your risk tolerance. But right now, I'm guessing the fear, I didn't look at the fear of greed index. In fact, I'll look that up. Yeah, so when is it a good time to buy? Like right now, extreme fear. Now, what did Warren Buffett tell us? When people are greedy, you should be fearful. And when they're fearful, you should be greedy. Now is the time to buy, in my opinion. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be buying. So right now, when fear is at its highest, that means prices are the lowest. When you see it the other direction, that means you're going to see a lot of FOMO. You're going to see a lot of people buying tops. People always buy tops. It seems the idea of buying low and selling high seems really simple. And it seems like, why would anybody do the opposite? But there's a reason why people end up doing the opposite. It's because when the prices are crashing, everyone thinks, oh, this thing's over. Or, oh, it gives you that feeling, that gives you that negative feeling inside. So you have to go beyond your feelings. In fact, so when you see that fear is at its highest, that means everybody's worried about it because the price is low. But the price is low, that's when you want to buy. So now, do I know that who knows, this thing could go to like 3,000, but if Bitcoin goes down to 3,000, you can bet I'm going to be buying a lot of Bitcoin, because my money is going to go a really, really long ways, and I know it's going to increase. We have an asset that is scarce. The scarcity is baked into the whole ecosystem. I mean, the reason it's digitally scarce, you can't just automatically one day, it's not like gold where you might find a new gold deposit one day that kind of throws the formula off. You have a very specific formula for how scarce it is. And we got halving coming up in 2024. So yeah, if I have a chance to buy Bitcoin under 10,000, oh, you bet I'm going to. So, I mean, that'll suck for the Bitcoin that I bought in the 30s and 40s and 50s. But when it was down to 30, I bought a whole lot of Bitcoin. And then when it got back up to in the 60s, I had a pretty nice little nest egg of Bitcoin. Another thing to remember, if you're staking on Celsius, you're earning a lot of money. So you're earning more Bitcoin as every week, no matter what the price is. So that's a big deal too. I don't know if there's much more to talk about. I mean, it sucks when the price drops. I get it. You put some money into something, you see it go up, and then you see it go down, and it kind of hits you in the gut. It sucks. But that doesn't mean that you should throw out the baby with the bathwater. And what I'm taking is a financial independence principle from personal finance, from stocks, and transferring it over to Bitcoin, and it applies. And it probably applies in a more micro example than stocks, because, like, yeah, my stock portfolio is down, but it's not as down as much as my Bitcoin is. The swings are just that much bigger. So like Bitcoin is kind of advanced level. So if you're like me and you come from the stocks, you're prepared for this stuff. But if you're new, if crypto is your first investment, you might not be prepared for this. And so you need to be prepared for this kind of stuff. So a lot of people will start pulling out. I think that's the worst thing you can do right now. In my opinion, if you're serious about Bitcoin for the long term and you believe in it for the long term, then this is the time to put in. That's what I'm going to be doing. Again, not financial advice. I want you to listen to other people and what they're saying too. Don't just take my word for it. Look at Altcoin Daily. Look at Crypto Wendy O. I was going to talk about reasons too, and I'll just finish with that. Why did this happen now? Well, we saw on Friday a really bad jobs report, and coinciding with that bad jobs report, like we created way fewer jobs than we thought we were going to, but there's a whole lot more people looking for work. So that wasn't very bullish for the stock market. So the stock market tanked, the S&P is way down. And because crypto, Bitcoin often follows that. The same fear, greed idea kind of follows both. Someone else said there was something that Charlie Munger said about he thought China was correct in banning Bitcoin, which I think was really stupid. I don't think we should ever cheer on China banning things. I don't care what it is. Yeah, so I just thought that was a dumb comment, but I didn't think that had anything to do with moving the market. Like, I don't think Bitcoin people are generally the people who live and die by what Charlie Munger says. And he said that numerous times, and I don't think it really moved the market. So I think it had more to do with the bad jobs report and the effect on the stock market. And because now we have a lot of institutional investors that are in crypto too. So I think there's more of an effect than there used to be. But, whatever the reason is, it is what it is. And I just want to leave you guys with the idea that you really want to think in terms of, here, I should stop the share. I just want to leave you guys with the idea that you really should think long-term, first and foremost. And you want to set up your strategy so you win either way. And the way you do that is by, when the market's up, you think, awesome, I'm gaining money. Maybe I'm taking some profits if it's at an all-time high. If the market's down, awesome, it's on sale. I'm getting a deal. That's the way to look at it. And you have to think of long-term. You can't think short-term. You can't think, oh no, I'm down $1,000 because the price dropped. Well, you know what? You're only down when you take out. That's a really important principle. So I want you guys to think long-term. That's what I want to say today. I know a lot of other people have made videos, but I wanted to put that out there just to get the idea of, like, what does that strategy look like? What does that mean? How do you think about this stuff? And I know there's probably a lot of new investors that came in recently, and I just want to help provide a framework for thinking about this, because I think it's really important to not be twitchy. You can't be twitchy in investing. It doesn't matter if it's stocks or crypto or whatever. And crypto really lends itself to twitchiness because the price fluctuations are way crazier than they are in, like, if you're an index fund guy like me. So I think I probably talked to death. I'll leave you guys with that. I hope you guys are all good. I didn't even say to like and subscribe to the channel, but it'd be cool if you did. And we'll see you next time. Stay safe.